in the 30-degree heat that came out of nowhere. So I'm just doing feed up at the moment. We have 12 horses here at the moment. We have feed getting delivered. The list just goes on. So let's get the horses fed, get that done. Morning, Isaac. This is a new paddock we have made for the little man Isaac. Okay, then we've got Duncan and Carbo. They're a cute little pair here, but Duncan is definitely boss at breakfast time. So I'll pop their breakfast in here. So this is one of our new gates. It's just really exciting, so I better actually do it up properly. Perfect for little man pony. Okay. So this is our new double gate. Okay. Good morning, Tommy, Jackie, Kathy. Good morning. Okay, spotted at the dam two very cute families of ducks. And I don't know if you can see through there, there is a tail, and one very naughty blueberry has discovered the ducks yesterday, and she thinks that that is her job to protect us from them. So hopefully they stay in the middle of the dam, because she seems like she doesn't want to actually go for a swim. So they are safe in there, and she will just be ready if they ever decide to come out, apparently. A quick good morning to Fleur and Ted, and it looks like since I've been gone feeding the front paddock, Samson has been taken. And a quick good morning to our most recent arrival, Boo, who's here for 6 weeks of training, I think, actually, and in the brightest rug I think we've ever had here. Charlie, he loves his breakfast. Morning, Miller. Hi. So I've just finished mucking out stalls, and now I've got to set the jumps for this weekend's lessons, as well as obviously our training that needs to happen too. And I have to grade the arena, and Ben is riding Samson. So let's go get the first horse done. Okay, so this is Samson, and he's just a young one that's here for training at the moment, and he's warming up doing some pole exercises. These are some of the pole exercises we had last weekend, and they're sticking around for this weekend coming. Not too fast. This one's a really tricky one. Lots of turning and bending for the young ones, where he's still learning that. When he first arrived about a week or two ago, he was very lazy. You can see actually he looks quite forward there, but now he's got to organise his steering and figure out where all his body parts have got to go. But he's doing a really good job, because that's a lot, this exercise. You know, it's a lot of turning, going, a lot of control. Good boy. As he's coming through the poles there, and we do a little bit of a walk transition there. Then we've got some bounces he's got to problem solve. Good, perfect. We might do that one more time, because there's a little bit unco coming into the set of poles. Yeah, and I like to canter back down this. You've got lots of forward, but then you have to balance the rhythm, make sure it's not too quick. Easy. Little turn through the first bit there. Good, then a walk transition, or even just a really good half halt. Then up, getting that bounce and landing in canter to pop our last pole. Good, and trying to land on the left lead so you can canter back down. Okay, so he's just coming around now. 7-step placing pole to our bounces. And bounce, bounce, and keeping canter to our green. Beautiful, good boy. It was a bit deep and he was really careful. Okay, so we're coming through and doing the reverse now. That's canter's getting quite big there, a little balance. That's better. We ended up a little deep there, but I think it was because he had so much canter. Good, he was nice and careful there. So we're just coming backwards through the original exercise. Now one, now bounce, and nearly jumped a blue heel through there, and whoa. Good boy. That's so hard for them, but so good for the young ones to learn. Might do that one more time. And a real big test of your half halt. I thought it wasn't going to happen, but then it came through. Good. He's so much more on the aids. It's really good. Together, wall. Starting to think about being organised. Wall, break, break, break. Good boy. Super. All right, you can go left and just pop over your oxer to your pink plank. Good. Okay, so arena grading is done and the new course is set, which is a mix of gymnastics and pole exercises for this week, because we have quite a few lessons on the weekend that are just dressage riders, and we will be doing the pole set. So some of the jumps will be coming down or going to like pole versions or really small cavaletti versions for that. Just going to talk you through, show you what we've got today. So some of what we've kept from last week and some new ones kind of all interlinked together. Okay, firstly we have these poles on the curve. We have 7 of them. I took a few away because I needed the poles for other things and I needed room. So last week it was about 11 poles, but that was fully pole week. So we've got them. They're on a bit of a curve. They're about 1.2 meters in between on each space. So sort of forward riding one. And these poles link up to this green pole. Now between those blue poles and this green pole, I've been doing a lot of half halts. So whether we're kind of coming down to walk or a halt or whatever, but making that correction, because you do come out of those poles with quite a bit of momentum. So just rebalancing brings you out with a really good balance. Then we'll go up, we have our pink bouncers coming out of there. So over this, you're trotting in because you've just done your trot poles, your half halt to your green, and then you've got your pink cavaletti. We want to land and canter from there, and then cantering over our second bounce, and then a 7-step placing pole on the way out over this orange. Okay, so you'll still be cantering. I've kind of been doing that on a circuit, so then we'll land and canter and go the full way around the arena and repeat that. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that one backwards as well. So we have our orange pole, 7 steps, as I just said, placing pole to our cavaletti. So this way we'd be cantering in. So if the right rein would canter through, so 4 steps in between our 2 pink bouncers. Then this is a bit different. This way we'll be coming down and making a hard trot transition after the green. So the green pole is at 7 steps as well, if I didn't say that before. But then between the green and the blue poles, we've got to get our trot transition back without running, because if you're running and you're coming into these poles, it is not going to be very comfortable. It will be quite rushed. You might overstep, lose balance. It's just not fun. So it's a good incentive to get back and make sure that the rhythm belongs to you again. Okay, so another one of our gymnastic exercises this week is this white pole, and we're just going to canter down a straight line to our green pole. Okay, we're just talking about the horizontal poles, not the vertical poles in relation to where I am right now. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to play with distances going from the white to the green, and that way we can kind of dictate what kind of canter we want to come into our 3 bounces there at the end. So we'll be kind of coming through. You can mix it up, do all kinds of different distances between the solid white and solid green pole. Then we've got 7 steps, so nice balance canter going to our bounces here, which are 4 steps apart. That's one line on its own, so you know, when we're just warming up we might just focus on that one, but that does connect nicely. So you've done that whole line in canter to a really tough half halt coming through here to get your trot transition ready for your long line of poles, and then continuing on this. So you can kind of ride that as a whole big oval shaped circle, which would have the long trot poles, the half halt, the canter bounces here, canter pole, left half canter circle down to your white pole, canter distance to your green pole, and then your trio of bounces in canter, and then your trot transition. So that's a really good circuit that I'm kind of loving. Then obviously you can reverse it, and this way you'd be going, you know, if we reverse this line, we'd be coming in our canter, so you'd have to pick up your canter from after your trot poles, which should be a nice transition, and then popping through there and finding your distance. And that having that distance to count there is a really good way to regulate your canter and help you identify a suitable canter for these exercises as well. So that's really good. As another alternative, we've got these 3 bounces here which lead into our 2 barrels. Okay, our 2 skinny barrels. I can put another barrel there for the ones that are a little bit greener, and for the pole lessons, obviously these are going to be going away because they are not going to be helpful, or we might just dodge them, which is good for those spooky dressage horses that might be coming to visit this weekend. now pretty simple. We just have an oxer fence, which is just down to a cross at the moment for Boo, and a nice travelling distance to our Pink. I just changed that distance. I can't remember what I made it, but it was 6, but that was too long with our deep spots in the arena at the moment. So I did shorten it. I think it might be like a 4 or 5 now. So I'll tell you in a minute, but just a nice straight line that fits into our exercise as well. Okay, one of the last ones for the jumping type exercises, we have the orange pole there coming to our bouncers, but instead of going to our green pole to go to the trot poles, I'm going to make a hard turn and going to our green plank. And you can see that in reverse. It's a waiting 4-stride distance on the curve. That's a really nice one as well to play with. Go wide all the way around and pick up just the pink second part of the bouncers on an angle. And you can see there's just a nice angled line from our pink to our green, which is really cool there as well. And obviously same, it can be reversed. I do have this line here as well, pink plank, pink vertical to green vertical, but I haven't actually ridden that yet or anything, so we'll find out how that works. But might be a bit of an experiment. This is Boo. He just came from training. He's our newest arrival actually. He was the one in the bright orange rug when I was doing feed up this morning. And he is thoroughbred and he's just learning everything now. He's just starting out a little bit. He's just had a few little minor problems with him, so we're helping her get that sorted, get him a little bit more forward and consistent. He can be a little bit unsteady in the bridle at the moment, as you can see. So doing some turns and helping to supple the body, supple the ribcage and the jaw is going to be really good to just help him to learn to connect to the bridle and be a little bit looser through his body, which he really needs. So I like how he picked that up. So that's obviously one of our pole exercises too. Good. I think this is only his maybe 3rd or 4th ride here. Good. And apparently he hasn't jumped before, so today is his first jump. So that's pretty good, but he's just popping through there. Doesn't seem too spooky. He's keeping a good rhythm. So we're pretty happy with that. Good. So yeah, you obviously have a circuit here. So Ben's going to ride the circuit for you, which is trot poles, half halt, then back up for our canter bouncers. Trying to land left canter. Good. And then cantering to our white pole, to our green pole, to our other canter bouncers. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 1, bounce, 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 and trot transition. And that's going to be the hard part for him because he needs a little bit sharpened up on those brakes. But having a deadline like that is one of the best ways to actually get it to work, that's for sure. Good. I like this circuit. It's good. Super. Really good for him. And you can see they start to run a little bit to the orange pole, and then he learned, and he has to learn a little bit on his own to back himself off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done, Ben. So that time we got 5 instead of 4. A bit more weighting, a bit more control. Then we've got our brakes here. Super. Excellent. And brake and activate. And land left canter. Beautiful. Balance. Good. That was better through there. A lot better. Perfect. He's really good at this line. That's his best line. He finds hard to get this right canter in this short space. Oh, good job. Leg. Leg. Yeah, good boy. Keep the canter. Good. Okay, so this is the lovely Miller. She's here with us to find her new best friend. And she's really cute. So Ben's just gonna have a little jump. I've been doing all her flat work and she's improved so much. When she arrived, she was a little bit too forward and wasn't maintaining the best rhythm. And she's really learned that. So we're super happy now. We can really give away the reins and retake them. And she stays really nicely balanced in her own rhythm, which is something that was a bit of a challenge for her. Good. So yeah, she's had a couple of days of just straight dressage. And today it's time to get back into the jumping. Okay, so Ben's just popping a couple of little pole exercises before he starts to jump. These are really good for Miller because she makes her really relax and start to stretch, especially through those poles in the center. And also you can practice moving her away from each side. So through here, we're gonna push her from the right leg. And then as he starts to prepare, we'll push her from the left leg. And she just gets to accept both legs and stay in rhythm and start to bend through her rib cage a little bit more, which helps her to relax her whole body overall. So a really good warm-up exercise for her before he starts doing a bit more jumping. Through, we've got our trot poles. Just got to watch you don't get too quick down there. And our half halt, and then our go, and our canter bounces. Yep, then trying to stay in canter. And with Miller, we just move her around a little bit. Relax the hand. Beautiful, good ride. Nice trot. Finding our canter bounces again, and then our trot transition. And that will be hard for her. Again, a lot of the horses that come here will get a little bit keen. You know, they don't do as much at home with their owners of those canter trot transitions, and we do a lot, so that's something we always really work on. So they should come home with better canter trot transitions. So we use a lot of gymnastics to correct that. Good, that was better. Good. Super. And now you can just see that it has to go through that half hold, so she gets the message. That's better. That time you could see she didn't have any missteps because she kept a good rhythm and she didn't run off as much when she was getting a bit quick through those poles before she was cutting out a step. So it's really just about getting her to relax. Beautiful, even and consistent. And then big half hold. This one should be better. She's had a few practices now. Whoa, keeping it slow. First. Good girl. First single barrel, which she was so good with. And that's the reason Ben came in trot, because it just gives you a bit more time and a bit more control to kind of manage that straightness when you're a bit slower and kind of keep steering as you go around. So just not too quick. If the slower you are, the easier it is just to find that there. And she got an awkward distance there, but was still super honest, which is a good sign that she can probably stay in canter now. Good canter. Put our planks there. Good, and I like how she maintained rhythm out of that. Good, good girl. All right, you're gonna do the two. So maybe go down a bit further to the end. That's a very nice rhythm. Good. Okay, coming to pop our blue oxa. Rhythm, the same all the way. Good. So either doing 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was better. Okay. So they're supposed to be on their run, which has got really long, but apparently they're having more fun with the tuggle with the rope. Hopefully no one gets wrapped up in it then. Focus. What's going on? Oh my god, whatever. Okay. So just a bit of a close-up on Ted. It's getting much more rideable. He was the one that we did the last jumping set video with, which we weren't planning on. We were planning on doing it with Fleur, who I'm lunging good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Okay, and we're on Fleur, who's I think number 5 for the day. And we're using this exercise to get her better in the contact. She's really good at rhythm. That's something that comes very naturally to her, but that little bit of suppleness through the rib cage, which would help to secure the contact a bit more, is something that we definitely are always thinking about with her a little bit. So an exercise like this, where you're riding forward around the half circle out here, getting your left flexion. There's a bit of a hole there. And then balancing the trot coming into the poles while you change your flexion right, and then push back left and grow the trot. Starting to balance the trot as you supple that balancing, and then push it out with the left flexion. Good. And if you keep going to the orange bend from here, you'll be able to change rein and get on the other side. So now we'll be doing right flexion in the pushing out bits and left flexion through that bit where we balance, get her to sort of use her back, then push her out from the right leg forward. Yeah, because we want to see that rib cage bend. Kind of position her there. There you go. That's what you want. Push her over. There, good again. Yeah, good. Come out. That's it. Slow trot through here. Slow. Half halt. Up. Good. Left canter. Good. That's better. She had to think about where she was going to position herself to that time. Good. Now go. I reckon do 4. See if you can get it. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And balance. There. That looked a bit easier. And then you've got your big break and soften for the trot. Good. One more time. Half halt. And leg. And left canter. Good. Now get her a little bit around that left leg to grow the canter. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. And trot. Good. And then just go to your green and then come to your rainbow poles. Turn. Turn. Yep. And then you can pick it up. You can go to the white pole and then you'll be back on it the other way. Yeah, good. You got a little bit better bend straight off the bat this way. Balance. It'll be short there. Trot. Good. Good breaks. Get around that right leg. Good counter transition. Stretch. Just to stretch a little bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good rhythm in that 4. Keep the canter. Balance. Not too much because you've got that trot transition coming up. Good. So there you can see it just helped Ben a little bit having that trot transition because she didn't really want to come back there, but it just organises that a little bit. Super, that's good. I like how she's coming in that 4. More on the other side. All together. Break, break, break. Good, better. That was better. Now across, push her across and go. To the fence, to the fence, to the fence and go. That's better. And you should balance. There, good ride. You had to really get her up and then kind of balance her, but then she came through in this more jumpy canter, which was really good. When you're happy with this, you can come out. Whoa. So just warming up this barrel line now. Good, first time jumping a single barrel for Fleur too, or at least for a while. She has done lots of double barrels, but apparently that's a different story. She was like, what is that? Good. Come and do the double or just coming off the bounces now. I think you've got it under control, but make sure you have that canter organised down there that you get like the purpose around here. So get her off your right leg, bigger canter, ride towards the bounces. That's better. And 1, 2, 3, and 1. That's better. Okay, so we just have a bit of a cross-country line here. So we're coming through our bounces. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to our barrel. I like that. That's good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, so after lunch I had full intentions of pivoting all my sessions in the afternoon, but it wasn't to be as usual. Lots of things come up, and we had a last minute vet check come up from one of our sales horses, so I just got my little squad done. Oh, there's Tommy, Cappy, Jackie. Oh, this is not good filming, but you get the message. Good sessions on all, but unfortunately no footage. Annoying. It's about to rain, so I'm worried about that. I want to get 2 more done if I can. After lunch feed up, and then we, I think, dinner feed up, and then bed, hopefully. Dinner again, my dinner maybe.